Jones, evidently there's been a rules change in women's soccer.
Okay, I'm ready.
I was watching Carolina and Arkansas this weekend, and something happened.
Yep.
An Arkansas player ran into Carolina's goalkeeper, Emmie Allen.
Yep.
This was ruled a foul. In the past, sometimes that has not been ruled a foul. So there's been a change, evidently, in the rules. And so we brought Emmie Allen in here to talk about other things, but I'm sure we'll touch on that also. So, Emmie, thanks so much for being with us today.
No, thanks for having me.
Tar Heels got the big win over Arkansas, top 10 team in the country.
Yes.
Carolina wins 3-1. That was a physical match.
Mm-hmm.
When you know it's going to be that type of match, is there anything you're watching out for as the keeper?
Honestly, like, just going into the week, like, Anson and Damon, like, told us it was going to be, like, a boxing match, basically. Like, they said that multiple times. So I knew, like, they were going to foul the field players a lot, and I think they got, like, 3 or 4 fouls on me. So I didn't expect that either, but it was...
They actually got some shots.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
were you excited just to be able to, like, do
Yeah.
something back there?
I was, yes, yes. Because, like, last year I didn't really, I mean, I had 1 or 2 saves every now and then, but I didn't really do that much until the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to get the experience earlier in the season this year.
In all honesty, like, how do you, if another team is not getting a ton of chances, but of course in soccer at any point in time, even if one squirts out and then all of a sudden, like, how do you stay engaged and try to make sure that you're still focused in, even if you're not getting a ton of work?
I literally just tell myself to stay focused because last year there was a couple times where we were up and the teams ended up coming back, and I'm not saying like it's 100% my fault, but I know like a couple times that I probably wasn't 100% focused. So this year I'm just taking year, and I legit just tell myself to stay focused, because you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
So
Anson has bragged on the defense quite a bit already this year. What is it about this year's defense that is so exceptional?
I feel like all like 3/4 that come in and start, like, I feel like none of them, at least from my perspective, are afraid to like make a mistake. Like, they're all playing to who they're like, they are being themselves. Like, when I'm like standing behind them, like, I don't feel that like they're timid, that they're afraid. Like, they're just going out there to win, and they're going to do what it takes to win. So
how do you try and, because if you make a mistake, like, obviously you're the last line of defense, how do you try and stay aggressive, but also, this is going to sound dumb, but like conservative, but also aggressive? How do you ride that line?
I say, like, you learn, like, there's a couple times, like, I've been good coming off my line, like, to clear balls to get 1v1s and stuff. But then I also made a mistake in the Cal Berkeley game where the one goal I've gotten scored, or before Sunday gotten scored on. So I guess, like, you have to, it's kind of, your positioning has to be good
right.
as a goalkeeper. Like, if you're too high, too low, you will end up paying the price for it. So
in little kid soccer, eventually everybody tries goalie, but a lot of them end up crying.
Yeah.
Only a few really end up really liking it. When you got to try it, what do you remember about getting to try it? Why did it stick with you?
So I actually started, I moved down to the beach. I missed tryouts because we moved like the beginning of the summer, and tryouts are like into the spring. I missed tryouts, and the coach was like, well, we've already picked the team, but we don't have a goalkeeper. So I was like, my mom, I want to play soccer. Like, I want to be on the team. So I played goalkeeper for that year. I liked it because, like, I like getting muddy and, like, diving around and having bruises on my body and everything. But when that season was over, I'm like, okay, like, I did my time. Like, I'm not a goalkeeper anymore. I want to go back to being in the field. So I went back into the field and was a field player, played up top. And then the goalkeeper that year ended up getting hurt, and they stuck me back in goal because I had experience, and I ended up liking it. So I just stuck with it ever since.
Why did you like it?
I love getting dirty. I love, like, I don't have, like, I'm, like, fearless. I feel like all goalkeepers have to be fearless in that way, not afraid of, like, getting kicked or, like, what it feels like when you fall on the ground, or just making a mistake in general. So I think that's the part I liked about it. And, like, I feel like all goalkeepers have, like, this, like, base, like, instinct of, like, they're just, like, wired different. I don't know. Like, if you're around a real goalkeeper, you all, like,
well, we are right now. We're around a real goalkeeper right now.
You feel like connected. You all feel connected in a way because, all know you're crazy. So
yeah, we hear about it like in football for a defensive back. Where it's like you got to let the last play go, and everybody's going to make a mistake, and everybody's going to get beat. Do you feel like you have to have that mentality too? I mean, obviously you're going for a clean sheet. no, don't worry about it. Soccer term out. You're going for a shutout every single time, but inevitably somebody's going to score.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you have to kind of flush that quickly?
Like actually last season has, and the national championship and everything, that's actually helped me a lot. Like if you really think about it properly, like the worst thing, like an athlete's biggest fear of like winning, being ahead in the national championship and coming, like ending up losing it, and it kind of being like not my fault, but like something happened to me is the reason that we didn't win. So like if I like already lived out an athlete's biggest fear, like this year, like I feel like no fear at all. I'm not afraid of anything on the field, so I'm actually playing like really calm and really relaxed.
How have you tried? And if you don't know, Carolina had the lead late last year in the national championship game. There was a very controversial non-call in the final seconds on a corner by UCLA where there was a ton of contact with Emmie, knocked her into the goal. UCLA ended up scoring to tie it, and they did end up winning in extra time. How have you tried to manage that and handle that and make it be something that you can learn from instead of dwell on?
Yeah, definitely. It took a long time. Like I kept telling myself all spring that I was over it, that I was like healed from it. But I wouldn't say it wasn't till like the middle of June that like I actually like I felt free. Like I felt like all spring I was actually like trapped by it. I felt like, but like the middle of summer I felt like free. I don't know what really happened or what made. I guess it was just time in general, because I like had rewatched it one time like the week after it happened, and I never rewatched it again. I was like, I'm not rewatching this again. And then like the middle of June, I was just clicking around. I saw my highlights from it, and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch this, and like it didn't hurt. Like, so yeah. And then just to channel like that in, like when I go out and play just a regular season, like not that these games don't matter as much as national championship, but it's like I've been in that situation. I've been where like all the odds were against me. Like they came back tied 2-2. We went to overtime. Like I've been in a high stressful environment. Like going out to play on a Sunday afternoon or Thursday night, like now it's just like it's easy to me now. So
how do you think, did it affect the way you played in the spring? Like if you were chapped in the spring, could you tell a difference in the way you played versus this summer and now this fall when you're playing a little more free? Does that manifest itself on the field?
Yeah, I don't know if other people could, but like I'm really self-critical. So I felt like in the spring, like my performance was kind of down, like, but that's just me like telling myself that. I'm very aware, like self-aware too. But like I didn't know like what it was. And I think that was just like the national championship was just weighing down on me mentally, and like I wasn't like consciously aware of it. I don't know. And then the summer happened. I ended up like my summer league team, we played in the conference or the national championship too. We ended up losing that one too, but like I felt free, like it was like fun to play again, and that's how I feel now too. So
you Tar Heel family, I mean, was it just that was just how it was gonna be? Was you were or was there a particular, was it women's soccer? Was it something else? Like what was it about Carolina?
To be honest, like my mom's whole side of the family went to school here, but they never pressured me into coming here to play soccer. Like my mom didn't even pressure me to. She's not like, you're gonna go to UNC and play soccer, but we would always like come here, and like when I was younger, she'd take us on day trips here, and we just walk around, go to Sutton's drugstore, do stuff like that. So like when I had an offer from UNC, like I felt like I was already at home basically. So it's pretty easy.
As a longtime Tar Heel fan, you certainly knew Anson Dorrance is a good coach. Like I think everyone has a grasp on the fact that he's a good soccer coach. Getting to be around him every day, what do you see and appreciate about him that's more than just he wins a lot?
Yeah. He keeps you accountable. He doesn't care. Like just today after practice, like I was a player of the game, one of 3 players of the games on Sunday, and I had a pretty good game, but he came up to me after practice and he was questioning what I did wrong on the goal that I got scored on. So like he's not going to sit there and just praise you and worship you if you play good. Like he's going to point out like areas where you need to grow or what you could have done better. And I like that, because like if he just sits there and tells you what you do good all the time, you're never going to get any better.